Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you live. Thank you all so much for coming to my live yesterday. I cannot tell you how much it means to me that it matters, that I matter, that what I say matters to you. This is for entertainment purposes only, and this is only based on my opinions of what I see and what I do and what I say, and nothing more than that. I have cat hair on my boyfriend, Mike. And I have two eyelashes that are like crossing over each other. What the heck is that about? For God's sake. Isn't arthritis enough? I'm going to read through a bunch of questions that we did, that you sent me. And we didn't ask a lot of them yesterday because we were kind of like rolling off the cuff. Most of these are going to be pendulum type readings. And I have this pendulum here with me. I've got them all, but I'm going to use this one for protection. I've got some stellanite and, of course, my amethyst stone sitting right here with me. And we're going to be using my Trip and Wait Stars edition of the kind of the rider weight variety. Libby has the Trip and Wait, not with the stars, just the plain old Trip and Wait. It looks a lot the same, but the cards themselves, well, some of the cards have stars on them. Let's just put it that way. I don't use this enough. I really love the deck. I think it's really cool. And so what I'm going to start with is a general vibe of what's going on in the United States of America. I have been shuffling these. I have to do it in two parts because it's a really thick deck and I can't get my hands around it. Okay. To do the, All right. So let's start with that sort of energy vibe of you know who. The gas passer, the diaper wearer, the piece of garbage. What are the general... I'm just talking to my cards. That's why it's soft, okay? What are the general energies of felon45 for the rest of the month of July? The rest of July. General energies of the felon for the rest of the month. Okay. I'm going to pull Page of Swords, the Empress, the Page of Wands, Judgment, and the Five of Wands. This is general energies. And I'll add this one. And the Chariot. Let me show you the cards so you can see them. Yes, I have a new tablecloth. I bought a couple more. This is mostly cats, but I just love the colors. It kind of reminds me of those old-fashioned tablecloths that your aunt or your grandma might have, only this is more contemporary. But anyway, moving on. The Page of Swords. This is a card of a young person in power in a legal arena. The sword represents legal, court, law, etc. Pages are young. And so that's what this card means to me. A young individual, male or female, doesn't matter, with a sword. Could be a guard, could be some young person just getting started in a legal career. The next card is the Empress. Again, this is often the card that people use for Russia, and I'm going to use it for that too today in this particular reading. This is also considered the 3 card. I don't know why, since it's a major arcana, but okay. Then we've got the Page of Wands, another young individual, dressed very smartly, I might add, with 1 wand, information, movement, the wand, information and movement coming forth from this country. Hold on. From this country soldiers, Page of Swords, Judgment. The next card is the Judgment card. This is different from the it'll come to me. So the Judgment card is a card of overall judgment based on things that have been done before, as I see it. So this card here is judging these young people, both with information and weapons, or weapons of war, or judgment is placed upon them. The 5 of Wands is a card of battles. Now, this is more of an argument. As you can see when you look closely, nobody's hurting anybody, not literally. And you've got doves in there, and doves are signs of peace, as you could see at the top of the wands. So they're trying to use their limited physical power to, now knock it off, you guys, that kind of a thing. People are arguing over providing any kind of weaponry, is what I'm getting, to Russia. A lot of arguments over this. And then in comes the Chariot. These are the Sphinxes and the yin and the yang. This is a card of power, aggression, etc. I feel like this is a card of our military saying no. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do. The King of Swords. This would be either a judge, a justice, a general, because it's a king. someone in charge. And as you notice, around his neck is a pentacle, but it's also a peace sign. So they're saying, no, we will not put Americans at risk in Russia. That's what I'm getting here. This is a Knight of Cups. Knights typically protect the realm that we're in. There's some emotion to this card, and the horse is almost cantering, if that's the proper word for it. If this is a sign, a knight of protection. If you hold these cards up a certain way, you can see the stars. That's how it goes. I don't know if you can see. It's okay if you can't. The Ten of Swords. So somebody is going to get stabbed in the back over either sending them or asking for them to be sent. A lot of anxiety. These are swords. Nine of Swords. Anxiety and sleepless nights. Man. felon45. You are in some serious, deep bandini. There's the anxiety and the swords for the Emperor. Knight of Wands. Running real fast. This looks like a soldier to me with a wand. Bringing messages to the front. The King of Wands. More messages coming in from the highest of high, the King. He's got only one wand. Fall back. That's what I hear in my head. Fall back. The Fool. The start of new adventures. Taking a leap of faith for something new. They are not going to do it. Here's the Thief. Who's taking it in the back. Illusion and delusion. He is definitely in both. The Eight of Swords. Pushing forward with very little energy. The honeybees. Seven of Swords. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said 7 or 8. Honeybees. Being patient. And the Hanged Man. He's in suspension. He meaning the felon. I'm looking for a card I can't find. Okay. Spirit. The cards below me. Are these cards reflective of the felon wanting to send weaponry and or boots on the ground to Russia? That's a yes. Thank you, Spirit. Clear, please. This card here below, the Ten of Swords, this one here, is this a card of the swords in the back of Felon 45? Yes. Is it more than just Felon 45 that's taking swords in the back? That's a bigger yes. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Clear. So there were some rumors, some whispering or whatever about the felon wanting to, or being asked to and wanting to, see, because he owes him so much money, pay off Pooty, or actually, I don't think Pooty is walking the earth, but wanting to, pay off, I guess, Pooty. And sending troops and boots on the ground and this and that. And as I see it, the military has said absolutely not. We're not at war with Ukraine, and we most certainly are not sending any kind of weapons of war, military people, etc., to Pooty. Actually, it's not really Pooty. It's the Kremlin. Again, for entertainment purposes only. Let's go through some of these questions that I have sitting here. Oh, jeez. All right. So, let's begin. Some of these I already asked. Spirit, will Stephen Miller go to prison? Yes. Now I have to look up this person. Hold on one second. Who is Thomas Homan? The border czar. All these Russian military terms. It's just crazy. Spirit, I'd like to ask a question about Thomas Homan, the border czar for the United States. Okay? Is that okay? You're thinking. Okay. Is Thomas Homan stoking the fire at the border? Yes. Of course he is. Clear, please. Clear, please. Is Thomas Homan, the border czar, in any kind of legal peril at this time? Yes. Clear, please. Is Thomas Homan, the border czar, Spirit, is he in charge of not allowing people through? No. Clear, please. Will Thomas Homan stay in his position as long as the felon is still in the House of White? Yes. Is somebody in the United States holding back weaponry to Ukraine without the felon's permission? Interesting. You would think he would be the one to do it. Clear, please. Spirit, is the person who is holding back weaponry to Ukraine without the felon's permission Thomas Homan? No. Is the person who's holding back the weaponry without the felon's permission part of the military? No. Clear, please. Is it Hegseth? Is he in charge of that decision? It's not going to go over well. Clear, please. Does the felon know that Thomas Homan allegedly made this decision? Clear, please. Is the felon pissed off about him taking this decision without permission? Yes. Interesting. Spirit, the people that are incarcerated for seeking a better life and risking their own to come to the United States, they are now incarcerated. What will happen to them? Will they be released once we have new leadership? Will people die, Spirit, in this incarceration? Will there be deaths of these people, of some of these people? Yes. Is this Thomas Homan's purview? Is this under his direction? No. Is this felon45's decision? I have to believe it's got to be. Is this the decision of the Department of Defense? The drinker, Hegseth, the drunk. Yes. Spirit, I have another question. Clear, please. What does Chief of Staff Susie Wiles know about Epstein? Does she know the full details? No. Does she know the basics? Yes. Clear, please. Does Susie Wiles want to disobey this? Yes. Does Susie Wiles have access to the Epstein file? Sorry, I'm having a leg cramp. Does Susie Wiles have access to the Epstein files? Yes. Is Susie Wiles a whistleblower? Sorry. Is Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, is she a whistleblower? Spirit. She's the chief of staff, the number one person behind the office of Oval. Are you sure that she has access to the Epstein files? Okay. That's a yes. All right. I'm going to wrap up for the morning. I will be back later tonight. Not late tonight. I mean like dinner time, to do a second reading for you guys. I'm wishing you love and light. I hope you have a beautiful day, whatever's left of it, wherever you may be. And obviously, thank you again for last night. It was wonderful. I slept like a baby. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much or more even than I did, if that's possible. And that's all I have to say for this morning, late morning reading. Be safe. Take good care of yourselves. Don't be foolish in public. Remember who's out there. And just be about your business. And do what you have to do. And get out of the public and go home. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you peace and love.